What will the president get for his efforts here? There's enormous pressure on the Saudis to provide some cover for him and maybe increase oil production beyond what some consider to be relatively tepid amounts thus far. Let's get the read on that with Jay Young, the King Operating Corporation founder and CEO. Jay, I almost think it behooves the Saudis and not to compound the president's PR ills on this and leave him empty-handed from Saudi Arabia. Do something on oil. But what do you think it is, if anything?
Yeah, well, I don't know if Saudi has the oil. Frankly, there's nothing that tells us exactly that they have the oil, number one. Number two, why would they want to sell more oil at less money is another reason. So we're backed up. Our supply is not meeting our demand right now, and we're just going through the roof. There's a lot of things we can do, but right now we're just trying to beg, and I don't believe that's the way to solve the problem.
I just wonder as well, the Saudis have to be careful here as well, though, right? I mean, they have a good memory of how OPEC overplayed its hand in the 70s, right, by essentially pushing the whole world into global recession that later went back to bite them as well. They almost fell apart then. So how do they dance that line?
Yeah, they're just going to have to continue keeping these prices up. That's why I feel like the prices are going to be, I mean, people are talking about $80 a barrel, $200 a barrel. They're not going to, continue to let more oil out unless the prices are high. I mean, why would they want to, like I said, why do they want to sell more oil for less money? No reason to. And if they flood the markets like they did right before the pandemic, I mean, that was one of the reasons why they killed the markets, was because the pandemic, number one. Number two, they were trying to oversupply us with oil to put us out of business. So therefore, not a good turn for them. They oversupplied. All of a sudden, they lost a lot of money during that whole fiasco. So I think they're going to be more careful. I think they're going to play it closer to their hand on, well, we're not going to give as much oil now. We've got the oil in the United States, but for some reason, Biden's not pro-drilling and pro-United States drilling. But I think Saudis, I can't see them just giving out more oil for less money.
Yeah, you might be right, Jay. I'm curious, too. Part of me thinks that the Saudis are kind of relishing this moment. Obviously, the president, as a candidate for president, was quite critical of the regime, and that extended way beyond Mohammed bin Salman. And I'm wondering now whether they know the pickle he's in. He's sort of sworn off more energy production in the United States that made us a bigger oil producer briefly than Saudi Arabia itself. And they kind of relish this moment.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Neil. I do believe that. I also believe that, look at Putin. I mean, he's not selling as much oil now, and prices are going up. A long time ago, I remember I was saying, why would countries want to sell more oil for less money? And all of a sudden, it becomes a misnomer here. I mean, it's like, wow, well, we don't want to do that. So now we want to sell less oil for more money, but let's don't go so far that they, stop our demand. As long as demand's going up, your supply comes down. Why not, right?
Yeah,
that's the business.
Yeah, well explained. That it got through even my thick skull. So, Jay Young, great seeing you again. Thank you very, very much. Jay Young, following these developments here, of course, the president at the end of the week will be meeting with the Saudis. And again, this expectation that he leaves with something isn't such a sure